Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my top play in college hoops, that's my Bank Shot Best Bet. You can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Saturday in college hoops. First up, we'll go to the SEC as Tennessee takes on Texas A&M. This one is 12 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN. Now, we've done pretty well in these 12 Eastern SEC games this season on Saturdays. We'll look for another win in this game. Should be a great one. 2 top 10 teams going at it. Tennessee number 6 in the AP polls. A&M number 7. Now, in KenPom, it's a little bit different. A&M's ranked 18th, and I even think that's a little bit generous. When you look at this A&M team, I do think they are a little bit overrated, as compared to their record and their rating, because from a shot quality perspective, not the best team defensively, and we know that their offense is already not the greatest shooting team. They're ranked 295th in effective field goal percentage, 300th in three-point shooting. They are an excellent rebounding team, and they're number 1 in the country in offensive rebounding, but Tennessee can really go toe-to-toe with the Aggies on the glass. They're also top 15 in offensive rebounding percentage. I think Tennessee's defense is just as strong, if not better. I think it is actually quite better than A&M's. And I trust Tennessee's offense, even on the road, a lot more in this game to make the tougher shots and the crucial shots late. Pretty cheap price with Tennessee. I'm going to take the Vols in this one. Next up, we'll go to the Big Ten as Washington takes on Iowa. This one is 4 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1. Now, both teams have struggled in conference play this year. Washington at 4-11 in the Big Ten. Iowa is at 5-10. Both teams are coming off close losses in their most recent games. Huskies lost to Rutgers in overtime. Iowa lost by 2 to Oregon. But for me in this one, I don't think Washington has the offense to keep up or go score for score with Iowa, especially at Iowa, for 40 minutes. I know the Iowa defense has really struggled this year, but this is still a potent offense. And when you look at Washington, especially if DJ Davis is remaining out of the lineup, he didn't play in that last game against Rutgers. That's another 9 points per game that you're missing. And he has struggled a bit this season from the perimeter, only 32% from three-point range compared to the last few years where he used to be a 40% shooter when he was at UC Irvine. I still think it's a big loss for Washington. I don't trust their offense for 40 minutes. I think Iowa's going to be able to pull away late. They have a great home court advantage. I know Owen Freeman, the loss there is huge for this team, going forward. But I think Iowa's offense still has enough in this one to win and cover the number. Next up, we have another 4 p.m. Eastern game between George Mason and VCU. This one is going to be on CBS Sports Network. These are 2 of the best teams in this conference record-wise, as we got George Mason 21-5 overall, 12-1 in conference play. VCU is 21-5 as well, but 11-2 in conference play. So George Mason right now controls its own destiny as far as the regular season title in the A-10. But I do think they take a loss in this one. They are a pretty sizable dog. I think they lose and also fail to cover the number. I like VCU in this matchup. The big advantage I see that VCU has is with its backcourt. I think, we mentioned a few times, George Mason, I'm not in love with this backcourt. We've seen it struggle quite a bit in terms of taking care of the basketball. This is a George Mason team overall this year, turning the ball over about 20% of their possessions. That's just bad news against a VCU team. It's very aggressive defensively. They're top 25 in turnover percentage defensively. I think they win the turnover battle in a big way. Also, VCU is, it can hold its own on the glass. George Mason, pretty good rebounding team, but VCU top 20 in offensive rebounding percentage this year. I think VCU is superior defensively. I think their offense is stronger, especially at home. These are 2 of the best teams in the conference, but I think VCU matches up really well in this game. I think they should be a bigger favorite. I like VCU laying the points at home. Next up, we'll go to the MAC as Akron takes on Ohio. This one is 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN2. Now, it's not often that Ohio gets to host a national TV game, and it's not also, they get to host the undefeated team in the conference. Akron is 13-0 in conference play. They're on a 14-game win streak. But I like Ohio in this game, and this is a pretty small spread for good reason, in my opinion. Ohio is playing at home, playing with revenge. Now, Akron is an excellent three-point shooting team. We've seen the Bobcats struggle to defend the three-point line oftentimes, a lot of times this season, but I think their defense is underrated from a shot quality perspective. I think they're forcing tough shots. They've been a little bit unfortunate at times, and I think the Ohio offense can certainly go score for score with Akron in this game. A balanced Ohio attack. They're a top 100 in both 3-point and 2-point shooting. Excellent free throw percentage team. I like Ohio in this game. I think they have enough, especially at home. It's going to be a great home court advantage, I would think, for the Bobcats. So give me Ohio in this one. I'm going to take them on the money line. Next up, it's St. Mary's and Gonzaga, the final game we're going to talk about for the Saturday card. This one, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN2. Now, listen, I can already see the comments with, oh, no more Gonzaga. Why are we taking Gonzaga again? You're going to learn your lesson, Ron. Listen, I understand they've not been kind to us this year. They've been struggling against the spread. And, we took them in the first meeting of this season series. St. Mary's won that game and covered. I get it. But for me, there's a spot for every single team in Division I college basketball that makes sense. From as strong as Auburn to as weak as Mississippi Valley State, there's a reason why no team goes, winless against the spread and no team is undefeated. I think Gonzaga is the smart play in this game. They're playing at home, playing with revenge. They're playing great basketball. They've covered the last 2 games, blowout wins. And you look back to that first meeting at St. Mary's, it was a miserable shooting performance from Gonzaga. This year's team doesn't rely on the three-point jumper as much as previous teams, but still 17.6% with only 3 threes made in that ball game is miserable for Gonzaga. And they're also the 6th best free throw shooting team in the country. They only shot about 54% in that first meeting. It was a terrible shooting night, but they still created pretty good looks. Shot quality-wise, they are the much better team in this game. We're getting them at a reasonable price because of St. Mary's excellent record, because St. Mary's took down Gonzaga in the first meeting. But as we saw from St. Mary's in their last really big true road game at San Francisco, they lost that game outright. It was a close one, but still, I think this is a miserable spot for St. Mary's on the road. And, we just took St. Mary's. They played Portland. They didn't come close to covering for us as a giant favorite. So I'm also not, the most affectionate to St. Mary's right now either. So I got to go with Gonzaga in this one. Got to lay the points. I understand if you want to go the other way or pass on the game, but I'll be on Gonzaga. And that's it. Those are the games for Saturday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.